Yes, YouTube, hope that you're good. Back in the UK now after a very productive trip to Dubai. A lot of extra meetings and running normal UK hours as well. But obviously the YouTubes are going to stay flowing. And today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I'm incredibly passionate about it. And that is basically fear. I know that's a negative thing to be passionate about, but I love the element of overcoming fear and overcoming pain and overcoming problems to find solutions and achieving success. And I want us to do this video because it's a common conversation that I'm having within our community and also a lot of people on Instagram, where in essence one thing that's actually stopping them is the fear element. It's the belief system. It's not the fact that they can't do it, it's just that they perceive that they can't, or they perceive that they can't try. So what I'm basically going to do today is I'm going to walk you through the top 10 areas and elements of fear that is actually stopping you and hindering you from overcoming it and then getting to a point of having all the success that you want in life. Because my perspective is that absolutely anything is possible in this game. I genuinely, wholeheartedly, 100% of me believes that if you've got a vision and if you've got a dream, if you're willing to overcome fear and if you're willing to try and work through those obstacles and get through those roadblocks, then you can fucking do anything. And I swear down, I've seen it so many times. I've been through it myself. I've looked at something and gone, oh, I want to achieve that, but I'm not sure if I can. And every single time I always have done. And I've seen it with hundreds of people that I've worked with. So hopefully by the back end of this YouTube video, I just wanted to have a lot more awareness on what type of fear there is out there, and also how you need to look at changing your perspective on it to then start taking steps towards obviously the life that you want. Right, so as an initial starting point, I want you to imagine that this here is your lifespan. You can be grateful, you can be content, you can be happy with absolutely everything that you've got, but also there's nothing wrong with wanting more from life. So on this side of the board here, I've basically got a life that you don't want. And I'm not saying that you suddenly need to be ungrateful for what you have and what you've achieved, but most of the time, if you're an entrepreneur, you've always got that aspiration where you want to just come in and increase and increase and increase and increase, right? On the left-hand side over here, we've basically got the life that we do want. This is where we have achieved our dreams, we have achieved our visions, we are living and breathing all the potential that you always thought that you had for yourself, right? In the middle is fear. And I can promise you, from working with so many different people, been through this situation so many times myself, the only thing, bottom line, that this will ever come back down to is the fact that you've got fear in the way of the life that you don't want versus the life that you do want from that point, right? So what we're basically looking at here is all of these different areas. You have got the fear of failure as the first starting point. How many times have you wanted to go and do something? You've wanted to create that bit of content. You've wanted to launch that business. You've wanted to try that different style, but something's just got in your way where you've got that little devil and you've not done it because, oh, well, what if it goes wrong? So fucking what if it goes wrong, right? You've at least done the thing and learnt the lesson and knowing where to go from there. Whereas what happens is you get to this point where you're like, right, sweet, I have got an idea here of what I want to achieve. All I need to do is get there, but it's the fear of failure that comes in and goes, actually, no, well, what if this doesn't go right? Right, I'm just going to stay as I am, I'm going to stay the same. It's one of the biggest, without question, elements that will stop people from actually thinking, right, do you know what, I'm actually going to go and do what I want. It's just the thought of thinking, what if this goes wrong, right? I want it to fucking go. I don't want it to go wrong, but like, I want you to try at least. And if you fail, so fucking what, right? You've at least taken steps forward. You've learned a new lesson and you know what direction not to go in, right? That is all success is basically, I always describe it as, like, imagine that you're on your success journey here. All you're doing is just taking steps forwards and tripping forwards at all times. You're going smash, smash, learn, adapt, overcome. But the moment that I'm just stood here thinking, well, I want to get from here to there, but I'm actually scared of failing. So I'm just going to stay in the same spot. The next one, what we're looking at, is fear of judgment, right? I don't want to create that bit of content because I'm scared what my friends and family will think. I don't want to create that bit of content because I'm not sure what my wife or girlfriend would like. I don't want to send that message out in case someone says something and I get rejected and people think I'm a dick because I'm messaging people. How many times have you known that, right, I know full well that I need to come in and actually do something, but based on the judgment of others, most of the time, whether it's friends, family, associates, followers, or whatever it may be, you don't do it because you've just got that fear of being judged. So at this point right now, we're not even taking steps forwards because we're scared of failing. from that point, we want to take steps forwards and we know what to do, and you know that it's the right thing to do, but you don't do it because you're scared of someone judging you. So that there has hindered us. There's a massive one as well, guys, where you've got fear of success. This is massive. I can't even begin to express how many times I've had this with clients where they've gone to a really, really good level and they're like, well, that's unknown territory. I'm not sure if I'll be able to handle that. Or, well, if my business does grow or triple or quadruple, like, am I actually going to be like, oh, I'm not sure if I want that. So even the thought of actually doing really, really well actually puts people off because it's the fear of the unknown and uncertainty of thinking, wait, if this actually goes really, really well, am I actually going to be able to handle this? So that's another point of fear that's going to hinder that process. The next one, which is very, very similar to that, is the fear of change. People get comfortable. We get so comfortable living in the same spot, doing the same thing, being in the same routine. If you come to a point and you catapult up and you have got to an incredible point in life, right? That's change, and you're going to have to adapt and you're going to have to overcome. And it gets to this point where people are like, well, I'm not sure if I actually want that, because they're just scared of what change will feel like. But how are you ever supposed to know if you prefer change or don't prefer change if you actually just don't try and overcome that feeling in the first place? The next one is the fear of rejection, right? I know without question that every single person who actually watches this YouTube video will have not messaged someone, not followed up with someone, or not done something because they are scared of being rejected. So what if they don't reply to you? So what if that prospect doesn't come through? So what if that call doesn't actually come off? So what if that sale doesn't happen, right? But while you are at zero, you are going to come in and you are at nothing. The moment that you are in a position where you're going to try, you're going to be populating these attempts and actually increasing your opportunities. But people get to a point where they're like, well, I don't want to do that because I'm scared of being rejected. The next one is the fear of uncertainty, right? So it's very, very similar to change, but uncertainty kind of comes through when you're just kind of not sure about that situation. Because you don't know enough information about it, it means that you're uncertain. You might be in a position where you've overcome change and you want to get out of this situation, but in that next block and that next kind of tier of life, you're uncertain about what it actually looks like. So that uncertainty starts then questioning if you do actually want to change, and then the ability of not wanting to change stops you from actually taking progress in the first place. The fear of inadequacy. You want to try a strategy, you want to try and launch a group model, you might want to launch an app, a high ticket offer, you might want to change your content, you might want to do something, but you don't want to do it because you've got a friend or a family member or an associate who's doing really, really well in that area. And it means that if your thing's not as good as theirs, then you've basically got this point of inadequacy where you don't feel as good as them. So you're scared of not feeling as good as them. So you don't try. So we're in this bracket now of, just to go back onto here, I've not tried because I'm scared of failing. I don't want to do that because I'm scared of being judged, right? If I do achieve success, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to enjoy it. I'm not sure if I want to go to that next stage because I am actually really comfortable and I don't like change. You're then at that point where you want to try, but you're scared of being rejected. Even when you know that you might want to change, you don't change because it's uncertainty, because you're so comfortable where you are right now. Then from that point, you then compare yourself against someone else who's doing better than you. And even if you try and it's not as good, you then feel inadequate. So you're scared of doing it, so you don't do it. You've got the next one of scared of discomfort. Knowing that when you go through failure, uncertainty, judgment, success, change, rejection, you're going to go through a place where the shit is not going to be that fucking comfortable. Business is a bumpy ass road and life is even bumpier. So you get to a point where you're like, well, I'm really comfortable where I am right now. Do I really want to change this? Do I want to mix this up? But the thing is, how I look at this is, you don't even know it's uncertainty associated with success. If you don't even know what success feels like, then you can't be coming in and thinking, right, well, I'm happy being comfortable. You might be happy and content being comfortable, but how much fucking happier and comfortable could you be if you achieved X, Y, and Z? But because you don't want to disrupt your comfort and you don't want to go through that bumpy road, which is like this, you're like, right, well, I'm just going to come in and stay the same. And because of this uncertainty, inadequacy, rejection, change, success, that's going to lead to a feeling of like, well, I'm not in control. So as an easy example, for if I had a single tennis ball, so I had this pen, right? If I went like this, I went, right, I'm throwing this pen up and down. I'm quite comfortable doing that, right? I can do that for quite a long time. If I put I can't juggle, but if I put more avenues in top of there, what that's going to do, it's going to enable me to get to a point of losing control. So I'm scared of doing it because I might drop those pens. So people get to a point where they are scared of what's coming next because they're not sure if they'll be able to control it because we're so comfortable in the situation that we're in. Everything comes back down to fear. So the final one is the fear of time running out. It's pointless, I'm too old. Or I'm too late to launch that because other people have done it. Or, well, other people have posted that style of content, so it's pointless me trying doing it now. So it's everything always comes back to, it's like, right, well, if we're coming in right now, and remember, like, this is the only point I want to make is, when you are faced with these situations, because I could put 100% on all of these for myself that I've had to overcome and still do now, and I could put 100% onto these for every single person who watches these videos as well. Right? If you want to make progress and create a life that you want, which is away from your current situation right now, you have no choice but to overcome the fear of failure. You have no choice but to overcome the fear of judgment, the fear of success, the fear of change, the fear of rejection, the fear of uncertainty, inadequacy, discomfort, losing control, time running out. Because otherwise, you will stay in the same fucking spot because it's easier, because there's no fear involved. There's nothing scary about doing the same thing, being the same person, living the same life, right? The scary part is what happens at that next level. What am I going to go through, and what emotion and what experience am I going to have in order to take that next step up? And in order for you to make progress, you have to mitigate and remove fear. If you remove fear, and if you stick to that over a certain period of time, where if I went onto this again, I was like, right, overcome that, progress, overcome that, progress, overcome that, progress. Whereas if you're in a mental position right now where you're like, well, I'm going to try that, but I'm not going to take that next step because I'm scared of it. Bang, you've broken down straight away just because the fear has overcome you. So stop being scared, go out there and just fucking get it. Whatever it is, just do it. Learn on the job, take on the emotions, take on the roadblocks, just keep pushing forwards and stop being scared. Every single person who's ever done something well in business winged the way to an element to the top. Yes, there are strategies, systems, SOP, skills and all that type of stuff, but every single successful business owner will have made monumental fucking mistakes as a person and as a professional to get to where they are. Tired me out, that one, I'm not gonna lie. As you can see, I'm very passionate about it. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to come in here and pretend to be anything different. I am so passionate about that. For me, there's nothing greater in life than seeing someone achieve the life and dream and vision that they always ever wanted for themselves. And the one thing that I love is problem solving and finding solutions. And that is in essence like what I do as a job. It's the thing that I fucking love the most. But what I'll always find is I can't find a solution to a problem if someone's actually scared of that solution in the first place. And that is why you need to understand fear, you need to articulate it, you need to reframe it, and you need to go through these experiences, because when this compounds over time, you get resilience, you get progression, you get lessons. But the main thing is you just keep on fucking pounding at it, guys, yeah? If you enjoyed this video, drop it a like. If you got any requests, drop into the comments. If you're not subscribing, please subscribe. I'd love to hit 1,000 followers soon. And if not, I'll see you on the next video, guys.